Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another VOB reaction. You guys really requested me to do their cover of Rage Against the Machine's "Killing in the Name of." Now, it's going to be interesting to see this particular cover because I don't see them cursing as much as they did in the original song. So it's going to be interesting how they twist that. But the idea of rebellion, the idea of standing up for yourself, I think totally translates already for this band. Just kind of based on what you guys told me and what I heard from the first song, Please God, Let Me Play Music. So I think it's a good marriage, but it's going to be a matter of how they do it. Such a classic song, right? With that in mind, let's get right into it. But those who are new to this channel, I know there's been a lot of new subscribers on this channel, particularly fans of VOB. Guys, I tend to express my opinion 100%, and sometimes I don't like things. I'll try to be as respectful as I can because I don't like hating on anybody. I think that's happened with the last song where I appreciated the message of what it stood for, didn't particularly connect with the song. And then I was kind of led to this particular section, so let's see what it's all about. I really hope they bring the attitude. Okay, they're playing it faster. I can hear that right away, but the energy is right away there, and it looks like the crowd is excited. Yeah, they're doing a good job. You know, obviously the only negative here, which I think we all know, is the production, right? They just don't have the production to create really high quality live footage. But you can tell the way they're playing it with their heart out, which is the most important thing. And besides, I come from the 80s and 90s era where a lot of the music CDs we were listening to were horrible quality, but the music was so good we were able to get past it. With that being said, the song in general, "Killing in the Name of," it's something I talked about with somebody recently. It was way ahead of its time. Obviously, there were those bands and groups that talked about racism and what was going on. You know, particularly, obviously, it's focused on the United States, I think, and it's bloody history. They were so hard-hitting with their message, whether you agreed with it or not. You couldn't disagree with how they were extremely opinionated in what they felt. And I always loved this song. There's actually a really cool story that I heard that they were invited, Rage Against the Machine got invited to BBC to do and play this song live, but they told them, do not curse. And they're like, what? It's like, you know, Rage Against the Machine, that's in the name of the band. It's like, what? And right at the end, when it came to the end, it's like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. They went crazy. BBC canceled the footage like right away. They stopped it, and they took them off the air. And it was just such a rebellious moment.
Just the fight, don't the time, but waiting to pay, choose the fight.
That was a nice little fill. I know that's not actually in the song. I kind of caught on to that right away. My other criticism is her voice. Obviously, Zach, he's hard to replace because he's kind of, him and Tom Morello really made the band shine with the weird way that Tom Morello liked to play his guitar, and Zach's kind of hip hop slash, I would say, metal vocals. He kind of had the spirit of both. And here it's a little bit out of her element, and you can tell. But for me, where I'm able to forgive it and not really, because usually I'll be, nah, that voice is not the same. Oh, that sucks. I can't help but not nitpick it as much because, first of all, I think the subject is very relatable to them as well as musicians. Is probably they've had to face racism at some point in time, which I do want to point out. I know there's a common theme now that particular groups are super racist and that they're the old bloody histories, and there are. But I think most of our cultures in some shape or form or same time could be pointing the finger at that at the same time. I'm Jewish, for example. I can even point to my people at times where they've expressed racism towards other people, where I think we're one of the last people that should be expressing it, And what I'm trying to say is, remember to just treat each person individually and treat each person with kindness. And I love everybody. I really don't, unless I just don't get along with you, then whatever that happens. I don't care about that. But there's never been a barrier that I put on certain races or cultures or identities. It's like we're all people trying to survive and kind of do our own thing. So again, this song kind of is very relatable to me as well. That's kind of the point I wanted to make. I do find one thing, it's not funny at the one, but interesting, right? And I find this with myself, by the way. I'll give you an example of myself as well. Is the idea that they chose to do a song that's in a protest, and they pick a song that's in protest, but they're in hijab, and they follow their certain religious and cultural elements. They don't expose their hair, for example. And for me, being a Jewish person, I will protest about not being religious or wanting to associate myself with a religious aspect of Judaism, but then I'll read a blessing on Friday for Shabbos with my family. And it's like certain things where sometimes we're such a balance of different ideas, each person, right? And how we choose to take elements that make us the people that we are. I think it's just a really fascinating thing to look at. I don't think anybody's ever just one side. Like, I am completely ultra super religious and I'll never make any exception. Well, I mean, there is a small population of that. And then there's a population who are extremely the other direction, right? So I thought it was kind of an interesting point to also bring up. Let's see how they do this part. Okay, a little improvisation. Oh, I love the bass. She did it. She did it. I said she was gonna curse. She's gonna curse. She's gonna go full mode, and she has my respect. I'm gonna tell you one last story, guys, before the video ends. I had a client, an Italian client. I'm a personal trainer, so I had a client that I was training, and we're talking about music and things that I love, and I mentioned Rage Against the Machine, and he told me that his good friend was a music producer. And one day his friend invited him over and said, "You have to hear this band. They're not released yet. I am just producing their album. They're going to be the next big thing." And it was Rage Against the Machine's first album. And he's like, I listened to it then, not knowing who these kids were, and I knew they were going to be special right off the bat. You could just hear it in the music. And when I heard that, it gave me like shivers and chills. I was like, whoa, that's an epic moment to be at, right? To be right before a band blows up and becomes this cultural phenomenon. And total respect for VRB, the way they did this song, even if it lacked maybe in some of the production values, or perhaps her voice can't match Zach's. They completely brought the proper energy and attitude, and they captured the crowd. How can you not love that? Yeah, I want to see if there's anything else. I also like the little guitar fill and the bass solo that they had here. I thought that was really nice. It would have been cool to hear a drum solo as well, but you know, it might be too much. Okay, there's just people clap for them. Yeah, people clap for them by the end. Enjoyed it, loved it. With my criticisms included, I think it's still it conveys the right thing, and that's all that really matters to me. Sometimes I go to concerts, some of my favorite bands, I don't know what the hell I'm listening to. If it's the right energy and the right mood, it's a good concert to me. Sometimes it happened actually with Ice Earth, my favorite band, where they just were way too loud. And Matt Barlow was able to get past that with his voice and really shine through, and it just became one of the most epic concerts I ever went to. But guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Keep it metal. And you know what? From this song that I heard here, be nice to everybody. Be nice to each other and kind of respect each other. We all come from different places, from different struggles, from different backgrounds, from different things we have to deal with. Sometimes just sidestepping a negative comment and maybe saying something nice in return can really go a long way. I've seen this time and time with my clients where I was sensitive enough to notice that. So I think I would want to kind of bring that forth to you guys as well. But take care.